Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Tristan Amblecaster, or Wesley, and I'm finally back bringing another Wizard101 video. I know it's been a while. I know I've been away for a long time, and it's because I've been really busy with school and graduation. I'm going to college, and I know that might seem like an excuse to some people, but it's really not. I've been focusing on getting my grades to where they need to be, which they are, and I'm really glad about that. Also, I've been focusing on a lot of short films and editing for my broadcast class. I actually recently brought a short film, if you have not seen it, which I've advertised it like a million times. It's called The Transformation Realms Collide. The actor's hilarious, my friend John Raj. You should go check it out. I'll put a link down below in the description, as well as the first deck setup, the main deck setup for life. I made an overall deck setup for that, and they're two really helpful decks. They'll help you a lot, especially if you're looking to just have a balanced deck with attacks, heals, shielding, blades, traps. So I'll put that link down below also. Sorry for the really loud air in the background. It's just really hot outside, and I really needed air. I mean, I was sweating like 25 minutes ago, so I'm talking like a bullet for some reason. I'm talking really fast, trying to get through this video, because I haven't been on this game in a while, honestly. Like, my friends list is dead, and I don't have, I'm on at 11 o'clock at night, of course, but still, most people would have friends on, at least one or two, and basically my friends list is dead at this time at night. But let's get into the deck setup. I'm going to be showing you how to make a great life healing deck setup. And for the healing and attack decks, I like to use smaller decks. Actually, this attack deck has 64 cards, but for healing and attack, which I should be using a smaller deck for this, I like to use smaller decks because you can get your cards easier, the cards you want. And also, if you have reshuffles in there, then you don't really need a 64 card deck, because you can just reshuffle and get all your cards back. So I'm using a level 25 deck, which is max spells 35. You can find this deck in the bazaar for about 2,000, 3,000 gold, so it's definitely worth it. And I would go get this deck if you want, or any other deck that's small, but this is a great deck right here. So I'm going to show you the build on this deck, and that's actually the attack deck. I'm going to show you what cards to place in here to make it a great healing deck. I've used this deck a lot, and it's great for when you're playing PvP with friends or doing a dungeon with friends. If you have that life roll where you need to heal other people and not really attack as much, then the healing decks are great. And you need a healing deck if you're life. Just like, let's face it, that's the main purpose of life, is healing. They do have great attacks like gnomes, but I'll show you this deck setup now. So first off, you're going to want to start off with Satyr, probably the most important healing spell. Satyr's, it only takes 4 pips, and it's a great spell to be able to heal quickly. So it does 860 health. You want all 5 Satyrs in there. Of course, this is just a suggestion deck. This is my opinion. You can make it any way you'd like, but I would like to give an example just in case you guys want to build it like this. I want to help others. So we have 5 Satyrs in there. Also, you can never forget fairies. Even though it's 420 healing, it's 2 pips. And of course, if you have power pips, which my power pip chance is high, 88%, that's basically an instant spell right there. It's power pips, 2 pips, so you'll get that fairy really fast. So I'm going to put 4 fairies in there. It's always good to have multiple of the same cards, just in case you discard some. So we're going to put 5 Satyrs, 4 fairies. Now the next card you're going to want is Rebirth. Rebirth is very important, especially if you're doing team-based battles and you're trying to help your team out. If you're all low on health, Rebirth's honestly my favorite healing spell with Satyr. So we're going to put in 4 Rebirths. So right now we have a pretty good healing deck setting up. Okay, so we're going to place some unicorns in there. Let's place 2. Basically, it's like Rebirth, but if you're in a situation where all you have is 3 pips or 4 pips, Unicorn's a great spell to use to heal the whole team. Okay, so another great healing spell I always like to have is Dryad, because let's just say, one of your friends has 4,000 health, they're on like 20 or 100, you can instantly heal them up a lot of health, especially if you have power pips. So I'm going to put 3 Dryads in there, 200 health per pip. You're also going to want some sprites in there. It's always good to have sprites, especially for healing, round based. So if let's just say let's just say your friend dies and you want to give them a quick basic heal. Just, you know, you just sprite them. That could be a new term. You just sprite them. Okay, I always like also have some minor blessings. We're just gonna put one in there. That's always just in case it's an emergency. You need to heal somebody really quickly. You know, those minor blessings can save you in certain situations. So I'm just gonna place one in there, but you can have more if you want. Like I said, this is just a suggestion deck. You can form it any way you would like. I'm just trying to help out some people with setting up a good healing deck because I've been alive for like 5 years. I know some really good setups. Okay, so I also like adding regenerates in there, so I'm going to place 2. Very good spell, especially if you want to get that big heal over time, 3 rounds. So you're going to want some attacks in there too, because of course, if you're in a situation where you're going to need to hit the enemy, then you're going to want some attacks. You don't want to just be attackless. Okay, so where are we going? Okay, let's get, first off, I'm going to place 2 life blades and 2 life traps, just in case you're going to want to boost yourself a little with your attack. And we're going to put 2 forest lords and 2 gnomes. That's all the attacks I'm going to need for a healing deck. That's in case, you know, if you're going to need to attack, you can discard a bunch of your healing cards. And also, reshuffle is very useful. We're just going to use 1. The reason I like reshuffle, and if you don't know where to get reshuffle, you get it in Colossus Boulevard. There's a secret shop. I'll show you really fast because I've had multiple people actually wonder, where is reshuffle? A lot of the newer players don't know where this card is, and reshuffle is very important, especially if you're using one of these lower deck setups. You're going to run out of cards faster, or if you're using a high deck setup and you discard a bunch of cards, reshuffle is very good. So here, right here by Mini Pixie Crown, you go to the left, there's a shop down here, and inside that shop is where you will find reshuffle. This old lady gives you it. So she also gives a bunch of other cards if you would like to look at the spells. And we're going to place 3 more cards in this deck. Let's look at what cards they will be. Okay, Guardian Spirit, even though it is a healing card, it's very also helpful because if they're dead, you place this on them before they die and they can regain their health instantly. So I always like to have at least 1 or 2 Guardian Spirits in there. We're going to place 2 because that's a very useful spell. And actually, let's take out 1 Guardian Spirit. We're going to place 2 Spirit Armors. Spirit Armor is a great spell, one of my favorites because it's so easy to place on, and it can save your friends in situations where they need to absorb a high-end attack. So this is a deck setup, guys. Like I said, it's a suggestion-based deck. You can form this any way you would like. This is all opinion-based, but this deck setup's really good, and I've used it multiple times in combat. When I was playing a 4v4, I actually saved my teammates with this deck setup. Of course, I did have a few different cards in here, a few different number of cards, maybe you know, -1 rebirth and maybe +1 fairy, but right here is a very solid healing deck setup, and I hope you guys do enjoy. If you want more deck setups, let me know. I can help you with other classes because I've played every class and I know basically every class. I've played this game for about 6 years, and you can set up your treasure cards whatever way you would like. That's all your opinion. I like to have a bunch of tower shields in here since I'm life, and also feint's good. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry for talking really fast. I just wanted to get through all this and not waste too much time. Hope you guys, like I said, did enjoy, and I will see you all later. Bye.